See if we're on here. Sorry. Sometimes it takes a second for it to kick in. At least on my side, because it's have a confidence monitor, so it's a little bit delayed. All right, so hello everybody. I'm Greg, K6EGG, doing a little afternoon live stream on this Sunday, Halloween, October 31st. Thanks for joining me here today. A little gloomy outside here in Southern California. Kind of spooky. It'll be spooky at night probably for the youngsters walking around. Thanks again for tuning in. If you are just tuning in, I'm going to give Keith WA6QXA, at least I'm going to try to give him a hand on some DStar stuff. Doesn't look like anybody's actually in watching yet, so. I'll wait till, looks like we got somebody watching there. Jump in the chat, say hi. Wasn't expecting to come on right now, but I figured I'd jump on right now. I gotta close my door. Sorry. Sorry, my wife is just doing some work in the house there, so it was getting a little loud. And my Volt just texted me. All right. So we are on right now, Reflector 14 Charlie. So if anybody wants to jump in, say hi. All right, Keith, you're up, buddy.
K6EGG. Hey, Greg, you out there, WA6QXA. Keith.
Good afternoon. It would have helped if I would have turned my radio up, so I just cut the last part of what you said. So, how you doing today, man?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Man, 10 meters opened up today, and I have spoken to a bunch of people on 10 meters today, which was the first time I've ever worked 10 meters. It's never been open since I've, had my radio up and running with 10 meters, working on my antenna as far as having decent enough SWR where I could use it. So, but I made that last adjustment a few weeks ago. 10 meters came, my SWR was low enough where I could actually use it. It's under 2 to 1, so without even a tuner, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, man, I've worked all sorts of people today.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear. I saw somebody was live streaming. They were on 10 meter, and it was pretty busy. They had a guy over in England. He was in a mobile hitting a repeater over in upstate New York. So I'm glad to hear that's back in. I can actually legally talk on 10 meters.
Let me just give you a couple places I talked to. St. Lucia, Bonaire, which I had to look up what the heck where that is. Puerto Rico, Argentina, a very south end of Mexico, because I had to look what part of Mexico I was talking to. Those are some, and a couple states also. But yeah, I was like, because there's a contest going on, so it's really busy and everything right now. There's a lot of people contesting. So these are just quick contacts. But yeah, pretty cool.
Cool deal, man. I'm glad you are able to make some contacts there. It sounds like you want to get some DStar going too.
So, Gabe had sent me files to get my 9700 hooked up like he did for me for the 7100. And I was struggling, so he and I talked yesterday, and he kind of gave me some explanations. Then he sent me a new email just later on yesterday. And I got it to the point where I got the file in the SD card and in my radio now. But saving it, I'm a little confused what he's asking me to do because it's asking me questions he didn't specify, and so I don't want to do the wrong thing,
Yeah, and I do my programming through a USB cable and I just back it up on my SD card, which I actually need to do here. I'll probably do that after I get done talking to you. Yeah, I'm not too sure on what he did. I know when you update a file, you can update everything, the repeater list and everything, and because a lot of repeaters have changed either call sign, frequency, input, all kinds of stuff. So, it seems to be working right now.
I'm not on it. I'm on my 7100.
Oh, that's right. I do see it on the screen there. My bad. Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that he can help me out with this file where I can use it. Because if I want to use my 7100 in the on DStar in the shack, I got to load it up. Load the radio up in the shack. Because primarily my 7100 is now my mobile rig. So yeah, anytime I want to use DStar, I got to be on my 7100. So that's ridiculous. I need to get my 9700 working right. So, and I don't like doing like what we did that one time where I have to like punch in what I need to see every single time. It's a lot of work. And I forget how to do it every time. I'm going to have to relearn how to do it because I don't do it often enough. So I just want to have it easy peasy, you know what I mean?
What do you mean by punching every time you do it? Punching what?
Remember how we had to punch in what was that, like about a month ago or a few weeks ago, when I finally could do it on my 9700? I had to punch in, what I'm doing, and then punch in the CQ thing, all those little steps,
You kind of have to do that when you connect to something or you want to change something, but you definitely, to talk to the reflector like you are now, obviously you have that set up right. You have to be on the CQ, which I am still trying to, I have an idea of what the different functions do, but I don't understand why they call it CQ. I don't understand. So that might be more of a Gabe question, but yeah, you do have to adjust some settings every time you go on something at some point at least.
Well, how he has me set up on my 7100, he's got things programmed for me. So like right now, when I turn to a certain channel or whatever you want to call it, a program or a memory, I'm locked into 14 Charlie. And he's got other ones like Papa's, the 12, was it 12A, whatever, and all those, he's got several other ones for me where I just have to go on there, chunk it, and then go back to the CQ thing, and then I can, it's simple as that, to get to the different reflectors, repleters, whatever you call those things.
Yeah, I remember him, how he set up how he has the 51 set up. I'm running mine a little bit differently. I understand the theory behind it. That way you can change the functionality of the repeater and the reflector to a different memory versus going through the DR mode. So I kind of understand how he's doing that. You'd probably explain it similar to that, I'm guessing.
It's just set up where a kindergarten can do it, so I'm able to even do it. Like especially, let's say you're in a mobile, you don't want to be flipping around here and there and all that kind of stuff. You want to just be able to do something quickly and pay attention to the road. So how he's got this thing set up is really slick.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a mobile to have it like that. I know I don't have mine set up like that yet. I'm still going to the DR memory when I'm using my hotspot in my car, but I kind of like that way. And for the repeaters, I don't usually change out the reflectors that they're tied to. So, that's not a big deal for me because I usually do it on my hotspot.
Roger. Hey, let me slide out here for just a moment. Gabe just texted me asking me how's it going, so he's willing to help me right now. Let me let him, if he's got the time right now, to help me out, and then I'll get back with you, if you don't mind.
Cool. Let him know we're on 14. Maybe he can do it over the air.
see what he wants to do. This is WA62XA. We're gonna be sliding out for a minute.
Copy, copy, copy. This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 14 Charlie, and also streaming on YouTube. If you type my call letters into the YouTube search engine, K6EGG. And hello, Andy, out there in Europe watching right now.
So I kind of came on this afternoon to give Keith WA6QXA a little bit of a hand with his DStar. So K06N Gabe is like a really good guy in DStar. So I think they're going to be talking on the telephone. Maybe even popping over here for a few minutes and giving Keith a hand here. So just kind of waiting here. If he's going to jump over there, jump over here on Reflector 14 Charlie, where I'm at. So if anybody is watching on YouTube right now, you can follow me over on Reflector 14 here. So give me a phone call. So this might be a little boring this afternoon. I apologize. Hi, David out there in Ontario, Canada. I actually went to the gym this morning, or tried to do some stretching over in Ontario, California at a gym. So, David, I came on. I don't know if you caught, I don't know when you caught on or jumped on. Keith WA6QXA had some DStar questions. He was texting me. So I decided to come on to see if I can give him a hand. And one of the other guys that gave me a hand, K06N, Gabe is on, I believe he's on the phone with him, and hopefully maybe jumping on Reflector 14 Charlie here shortly. So we can all have a little bit of a powwow. I think it would be nice. Something's loose with my chair. It's got a brand new chair for my birthday, and it's already loose in August. So once again, anybody watching right now, jump in, say hi. I'm on Reflector 14 Charlie. Would love to hear from you. Supposed to be at work today, but had to cancel because I'm in a little bit of pain today. So jump in, say hi. Looks like we got David watching out there in Canada, Andy watching in the UK. Not much activity right now. Might go over to Reflector. You know what? I'm going to go to Reflector 30 Charlie real quick. They should be able to find me.
Okay, it's a lucky Paul.
Somebody in Brazil.
The same. Okay, Charlie, so 73, and appreciate talking to you today here in this episode. Thanks so much for attending with me today. Of course, I hope to see you again here, or by HF Eastern, or another reflector. So 73 and stay safe. Kilo Delta 2 November, Sophie, Papa Yankee, Whiskey, X-ray 7.
That's brutal. Holy crap. He probably has some bad internet there, I'm guessing. I think I talked to him yesterday. I'm not hearing anybody on Reflector 30 now.
Papa Yankee. Reflector 30 Charlie.
2WDX KA4 USA.
Yeah, I guess it's not me then.
Okay.
Holy crap, that's bad. Someone needs to get better internet connection.
Papa Yankee 2 Whiskey X-ray. Handle here is Whiskey Lima November. I am here in downtown São Paulo. Aqui for USD, Papa Yankee 2 Whiskey Delta X-ray.
Oh my goodness.
You're really breaking up real.
Hey, from New York City. How are you doing this afternoon?
I just thought I'd let you know that. If I can be of help to you, let me know. KA4 USA, clear.
Yeah, that's...
I've been hearing the same thing. Well, you've been breaking up real bad.
I said this is KD2 NFG from New York. How are you reading me now?
Home Slice from New York just jumps in there. I don't remember who did that with me.
There's somebody talking.
There he goes. I'm glad someone said something. David, if you hear someone say they're stepping on somebody, that means they're going, they're keying over or transmitting over their signal.
P9T. How are you doing?
Doing fine, Kelly, but stand by. There's somebody been talking. You were keying up talking over top of them.
Good. He said something.
Stand clear.
That's why you see me listen in for a little bit before I jump in
Thanks very much.
and say something here.
Now, that Brazil station, Will, you were constantly breaking up all the time. I don't know if your internet's cutting. Sounds like your internet cutting in and out all the time, constantly. B9 teacher.
Okay, Tom. So, the economy is Victor Echo 9 Tango Juliet Radio.
Oh my gosh.
Papa Yankee 2 Delta X-ray. And here you are. Whiskey India Lima Romeo. I am here in downtown São Paulo. I'm actually Victor Echo 9 Radio. Papa Yankee 2 really Delta X-ray.
That's brutal.
PY2 WDX, you're cutting in and out constantly. You've been doing. I've been listening the whole time you're on here. I don't know if your internet's dropping in and out, but it's just constant beep, beep, beep. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you know. B9 teacher at mobile clear.
Dude.
And now I try to share here my
This is
computer.
brutal.
I don't know what has happened. I appreciate so best 73 for now.
I just changed reflectors to reflector
Link
1.
to RES001 Charlie.
And another thing I do is I go in the gateway here, see if there's a lot of people working. So it doesn't look like there's been any activity on here for a little bit, at least 5 minutes. All right, let's go on here and see if we can pick up anybody here.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 1 Charlie from Southern California, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles in the city of Chino, and also streaming live on YouTube. If you type in my call letters to the YouTube search engine there. This is K6EGG.
Last person I see on here is from, it looks like Australia, the east coast of Australia. Let me double check here. This was the last person that was on about 6 minutes ago. So not much activity going on, and Reflector 30 seems to be pretty busy, but I can't stand the breaking up there. So I'm going to go back over to Reflector 14 Charlie real quick. REF 014. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm typing this in manually, changing it here. Now you should see it change here.
Link to REF 014 Charlie.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 14 Charlie from Southern California in the city of Chino, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles.
All right, so not too much activity here this afternoon. I thought there'd be a little more, but I think everybody's doing the 2 meters, or sorry, the sideband contest on HF, which is totally understandable. A lot of people making a lot of good contacts out there, especially I heard the 10 meters is up right now. So that could be really nice. One just quick second here. Yeah, that could be really nice to make a bunch of contacts on 10 meter. I know it hasn't been open the last couple of years, so really good to have it open. They've been saying that the solar or whatever is going to be in the next couple of years, and HF should be picking up. And it looks like just about ready to go off here, and I hear Keith on here.
K6EGG.
Hey, Greg, I just got off the phone with Dave. I think he hooked me up.
You ready to give her a try?
I am. Give me just a minute because I got to switch radios, okay?
No problem.
So helping Keith out, he got a file from, for those of you just joining us, he texted me a little bit ago. He got a file from one of the other guys that is really good with DStar, Gabe, KN6OS, to load in his load a file into his Icom IC-9700 for DStar. Has a lot of different settings, so he just didn't know exactly what to put in. So he was chatting with him for a few minutes on the phone to get it going. Sounds like he's got it going. He just has to switch radios, so this might take a minute or two.
K6EGG, WA626, copy?
Let's see here.
I got you in there. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Oh, it's working.
Congratulations. Now we can see, did you make it so you can change reflectors?
Programmed several, like he's got Papa in there, he's got the Keller one in there, he's got not a million of them, but he's got some of the most popular ones here locally, so I have several of the ones that I know that you hang out on.
You want to try to go over to 12, or I'm sorry, the Papa system?
Try that. We could try 30 Charlie, wherever you want. Yeah, I got 30 Charlie too.
Let's not go over there. It's a little busy right now, and there's somebody talking from South America that has a bad connection, and it's driving me nuts, to be honest with you. So let's try to go over to reflector 12 alpha. 12 alpha.
Give me a second. I got to do a little bit of stuff here to make it work, so just be patient.
No problem. Text me if you get stuck somewhere. I'm going to change over and be waiting for you. This is Greg, K6EGG. QSY to reflector 12 alpha, the Papa system.
Link to REF012 alpha.
And anybody new watching this afternoon, I'm normally not on this time of day, especially at 1 o'clock here my time, 4 o'clock Eastern. I'm normally on at night. So if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can normally check me out at night, or I might be doing some more afternoon streams. Let's see if he's got me here.
Yeah, I got you in there. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Gave it like maybe 10 seconds, but not a ton of time. Was the frequency available?
I didn't see anybody on here, so I would say yes. Looks like the last person was on was like 10 minutes ago.
Hey, killer, so we're not bothering you. Okay, so let me ask you this. How's my modulation? Because I got my mic gain turned down quite a bit, but does it sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great, man. No complaints on my end. I can hear you loud and clear, and you're not distorting or anything like that.
Do you hang out at the Keller reflector or repeater, whatever it is? I'm so confused on that stuff. That often anymore or not?
I kind of go kind of wherever, I think. You know, I haven't been over there in a while. It wasn't connected for a while. I know that. So I don't know if there was an issue with something, but I have not been over there for a few minutes, or probably about 2 weeks.
Make sure that I've got mine hooked up properly as a tester.
You cut yourself off at the beginning. I think you wanted to check out to see if it was working. But we can go over there real quick.
I guess I need to key up and wait a second before I start talking.
Yeah, you can't quick key on a DStar. So yeah, I'll meet you directly on the repeater. It says a 2-meter repeater you're going to.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, this is Greg, K6EGG. I'm going to QSY over to the DStar Keller Peak repeater on 2-meter, K6EGG.
Okay, if we don't find each other, we'll just move back here. WA6. K6EGG, this is WA62XA. Do you copy?
Yeah, give me a minute. I haven't switched it over yet. I thought I had it in my memory, and I don't.
Hey, stand by.
I just go over to Keller, and I'll be there in just a sec. K6EGG. WA6QXA, K6EGG. WA6QXA, K6EGG. Try this again. K6EGG for WA6QXA.
WA62XA here. Do you hear me, Greg?
I do have you. I want to try something else real quick. Stand by here. Do you still have me here? K6EGG?
Yeah, I'm. This one's like not working like it should for some reason. I mean, I think I'm just going direct. I don't think I'm going through the reflector or whatever. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to check into them further.
But do you hear me here right now? Because I'm going through my hotspot. That's why I was double checking.
Yep, loud and clear.
Then you definitely are going through the reflector. So I have you going through my hotspot. So that's why I was doing something. I checked directly into the repeater, and then I also listened to you. I'm going through my reflector right now. So you're making it through the repeater and the reflector right now. So everything seems to be going pretty good then.
That's on your end, right? I'm not in the proper manner.
No, you have everything set up correctly. I'm hearing you in both places. If I just heard you on the repeater and not my hotspot, that means you weren't connected to the reflector. If I heard you on the repeater and my hotspot, that means everything was you're in everything correctly.
Hey, okay, interesting. Because like typically, what I have to do is I go to the how he's got it loaded for me. I go to the actual repeater or whatever, like say 12A or 14 Charlie or 30 whatever, and then I chunk it. Then I go back to I turn back to the frequency that says CQ. I tried that and it wasn't working, and so now I'm just going directly to the one that he's got programmed without being on the CQ one. So. But the other ones, I did do it that way, and it worked fine. Like when we were on Papa, and when we were on, of course, the other one too, the 14 Charlie. So I don't know what the heck.
Yeah, that might be a programming snafu, but it still seems to be passing your signal through the reflector, regardless. That's actually surprising. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. That's a little. I understand what you're saying, but I don't understand how it's working. But you're making it through how you're supposed to make it through, although it's not reading correctly in your radio. So that might be a question for how he has that set up, because I don't know exactly. He might have just mislabeled it, and the functionality should be where it should be.
He just has me go. I don't know. Maybe he has this thing programmed for this particular frequency, this channel, whatever memory to do it this way. It does say when I'm talking, it's got this little message saying CQ. So I guess yeah, everything's okay. It's different than the other ones, that's for sure.
I think I just saw his callers pop through. Go ahead, Gabe.
Okay, very good. This is K6EGG. Yeah, so anyway, so just one little thing here. So when you're on one of those CQ memories, Keith, you're using the repeater as it's programmed, as it's currently programmed. So, this repeater is normally hooked up to a certain reflector. I think it's reflector 70 Charlie. So when you use that CQ memory for the Killer Peak repeater, it's using the repeater as it's set up. So that's why you don't have to program it. So when you just hit a CQ, you're automatically on the reflector because the repeater's on the reflector. Now with those memories on the N6CYP reflector, you can chunk it to get on the 70 Charlie, or you can chunk it to get it on the 30 Charlie, then you go back to CQ. But if you just dialed in CQ for the N6CYP repeater, you again would be using it as the repeater set up, and in most cases that's 14 Charlie. So does that make it any clearer on K6EGG?
Right. This particular frequency, this repeater, whatever, I don't need to go through that process. It's already programmed just to go direct without going back to the CQ.
Right, that CQ memory for Killer Peak is set up to use the Killer Peak machine as it's programmed. So in this case, it's programmed to 70 Charlie. So whenever you dial in that frequency, you're going to Killer Peak and you're getting on 70 Charlie.
Hey, bueno. I'll just have to remember, don't go to CQ when I talk on this particular, memory. But yeah, we've tried it on Papa. We've tried yours, the 14 Charlie and this. So seems like everything's working. I am so stoked.
Right, very good. Yeah, you have to think of with those memories, with those DStar repeater memories, you got to think of it as if they're FM repeaters, so to speak. And you're just using the repeater as it's set up. And then for Killer Peak, it's set up for, a certain reflector. For Santiago Peak, it's set up for, 12 alpha. And you're just on there. When you use that memory, you're on that repeater and you're on the reflector that it's set up to. Now with, the Cypress machine, you've got all those memories in there to change it because, I've given you privileges for that, basically. So anyway, I'm glad it's working. K6EGG.
Again, much appreciated, Gabe. Really appreciate it. So I'm up and running, so woohoo!
Another happy customer.
Smiling from ear to ear. That's right.
They're like, mic gain and I don't know, whatever else, that you have, changed. And then at some point in time, just save the file, and you're good to go. You're good to go. Sounds good.
Yeah, on my 7100, I turned the mic gain between like around 20, 23, right around there. So I got my mic gain on the 9700 now, around 21. Greg says I sound okay. I sound okay to you, Gabe?
Yeah, you sound fine. Yeah, my mic gain is set up to like 40. So, I mean, like I said, there might be a couple of settings you have to change, but the bulk of what you were looking for is in there. So what's up, Greg? What's going on with you?
Not much. I wasn't even planning on coming on ham radio today, but Keith texted me and said he wanted to try some stuff out, and you were helping him with a file. So I just wanted to see if he was able to get it up and running. It would be great to have another fellow to cruise around the reflectors with. And I don't know if you were watching last night, but we were on an XRF reflector. reflector 12, that is, XRF, and we were talking into it and coming out of the analog side of all the Papa system repeaters.
Yeah, I've only been on those XRF or whatever they're called reflectors once, and I ought to send you a file. I got in here somewhere that has all of the reflectors listed. Because some of those reflectors, in order to use the terminal mode for the 9700, you've got to only those reflectors can mode aspect of it. Yeah, those things are. I mean, there's just so many things going on now. By the way, Keith, I'm on memory 14 too. That's why I'm getting to the repeater over here.
Okay, Roger. Go ahead, Greg.
Can we let a break go real quick? We got Eric, K6EGG, up there in Oregon, wants to maybe jump in here.
Eric, if you're trying, we don't hear you.
Well, if you're trying, Eric, we don't hear you. Sorry about that. Somebody was in the chat, and he said he was trying, but he thought he was getting squashed. But I don't seem to hear him if he's popping in here.
Bye.
You guys hearing anybody else in there? K6EGG?
Hello, WE6QK.
So it looks like he's hearing us, but he's not able to get into the reflector, so he's going to take a look at that. I don't know if you guys are watching the stream or not.
If you're in the DV mode, you've got the upper and the lower box. The upper box, which is the 2 mode, it has to say CQ, 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 use reflector. And I think what you got there, Eric, is just CQ, CQ, CQ. So you're going to have to touch on the box and then use the multi-knob to go over to CQ, CQ, use reflector, and then you should be okay.
This looks like he's using the open spot. Does that make any sense to you, Eric? Are you
Ham encyclopedia.
Oh, what happened there?
Keith, I only heard about a tenth of what you said.
You only heard about a tenth of what I said?
Yeah, I think you cut out. Did he cut out for you too, Gabe?
Yeah, that first part of that previous transmission, he cut out, but his last transmission was 100%. I think he's just, I think he didn't hit the transmit button properly or something like that, but it sounds all right.
I'll try again. I was just saying, Gabe, you're like a walking ham encyclopedia.
I tell you, I like to know how to use my radios, you know.
I think my problem is I gotta like key and wait a second before I start talking. I gotta get used to this DStar slow mode stuff.
Yeah, with DStar, it's always good to wait a second or two to key up and then to key down, just to let all of the, you know, because you got all these relays, you know, they're electronic relays, of course, but it just takes a while for everything to set, whereas with FM, it's just, you know, it's near real time, but there is a little delay with DStar because it's digital and it's, you know, going through the internet and all that stuff.
Yeah, I just gotta get used to that, you know, that and, you know, sidebands, like, bam, just go for it. So, yeah, I need to, like, take a chill pill and give it a few seconds.
Yeah, it took me a while to do that too, but we switched over to digital radios at my work, so I kind of got used to it there before I did here. See, Keith, now that you're talking on Keller, Gabe can switch back his repeater he's talking into back to 14. I can switch this repeater to 14, Charlie, and then you could talk to Gabe through 14 Charlie through this repeater. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kinda. Yep, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked that it's all working now because, like I said before, the only way I could talk on DStar in my shack was pulling the 7100, hooking it up to my, you know, to my antenna and all that kind of stuff. So now I don't have to worry about that anymore because my 7100 is primarily my mobile rig.
Well, now you're all set. You can talk to me on my way home or my way to work or whatever. You should be good to go. Now it's time for you to get a hotspot.
Yeah, the hotspot situation, I don't see where the advantage is when I'm in my base station. I see the benefit driving around and stuff, but I still haven't figured out what's the benefit on your base station.
Gabe can kind of probably agree with me on this, but you do have access to Gabe's repeater, which is basically a hotspot. You connect it to gateway. You can connect to the reflectors through it. For me, yeah, I can connect to this this repeater. I don't know if you remember Dennis. He said I can change the reflectors whenever I want. Just put them back. You know, there's not a lot of use on this repeater too much. But I prefer not to change it, just because if somebody wants to jump on and they're expecting somebody and I have it tied up and I'm just rag chewing, with the reflector I can change, with this hotspot I can change reflectors whenever at whim, whenever I want. So I'm not dependent on a repeater.
Yeah, that's right. You know, if you don't have a repeater that you have 100% access to, the hotspot basically takes its place. So, and since Keith's got access to, you know, the local repeater here, and, you know, he can get by without a hotspot, unless, of course, he goes on a long trip and he wants to have, you know, total DStar access from his car. So then he would, you know, get a hotspot for that. Anyway.
Anybody new to the channel today, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Okay, well, let me ask
Trying to get to 500 subscribers. What's going on here?
Okay, so my question is this: next April, which is roughly 6 months away, whatever, I'm going to go to St. George for a week again for a vacation. I want to get to talk to DStar to you guys. I'm not going to need to have a reflector for that. I want to be able to use it at the premise, you know, where I'm staying.
Yeah, I didn't catch the last part of your transmission. I was distracted a little bit here. Can you say you're not going to use a reflector? And then I didn't hear what the last part was.
So in next April, which is roughly 6 months away or whatever, I'm going to be vacationing for a week in St. George, and I'd like to use DStar to talk to you guys when I'm up there for a week. I'm not going to need to have a hotspot for that, right? I can just log into hopefully a St. George reflector, whatever, and get to talk to you guys, or what?
Yeah. Have to, have that in your memory, and like if it's on a different reflector or whatever, you have to find out what reflector it's on and all that stuff. So yeah, if you had access to it, you don't need a hotspot.
Okay, well, very good. Like last year, I wasn't up and running when I was up there last April, but this April I'll be up and running. I'll be able to do it, so I'm excited. Because as I recall, they have 2 or 3, at least 2, as I recall, St. George, DStar reflectors or repeaters, whatever. So I should be good to go.
What reflectors are hooked up to?
Yeah, I cannot recall. I'd have to relook. It's been a while since I've messed with it.
Okay, well, that'd be fun to do that. K6M.
For the first time ever, I'm hearing sounds like my fan going off on my 9700. I don't think I've ever heard the fan going off on it before.
On digital, it gets hotter, Greg.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Yeah, digital voice and FM, it'll get hotter quicker.
You can always turn down the power. I was making it to Keller, which is 5 watts. You should be able to do that too.
All right, that's me. 5 watts. Am I making it? And I hear Ron out there. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Greg, how you doing? WA6AB.
It's actually Keith. Greg is out there though. Is it showing Greg on your screen?
No, because I'm using the DR function. I haven't got the 2-meter Keller peak programmed in.
Oh, Gabe helped me out, so now I got my 97 hooked up where I can talk DStar, so I'm pretty stoked. Now Fred's got to figure it out, right?
Yeah, Freddie's got a little problem. He just called me on the phone, and his antenna on his car is gone.
Having footer while he was driving.
Well, I don't think it blew off. I think when they went in to have lunch, someone cut the coax and took it off the car.
Wow, that's a shame if that happened.
Yeah, because Arizona, he had it on the car, and we were doing 85 and never had an issue.
Bad news.
Cut the coax, that really stinks. If they just stole the antenna, he has a backup in his car, then he could still talk.
Well, he's got his backpack with him, so he's got another little antenna, so he can set it up.
Oh, Roger. All right, let me turn it over to Greg. Go ahead, Greg, or Gabe. Somebody take over.
First off, Ron, good afternoon. It's been a little while since we chatted. Second, Keith, I'm looking up DStar repeaters in the St. George, Utah area, and there is none coming up that you could probably hit from where they're located and where you're going to be. So you might want to think about investing in a $100 hotspot before you head out there if you want to talk on what's it called, DStar.
Huh. Seems like when I was checking into it, it's been a long time ago, but when I was checking into it, I thought there was one or two. Oh well, I'll have to figure that all out.
And maybe my list isn't updated, but I think the closest one is Cottonwood Heights, Utah is the closest one. It's like 100 miles away.
All right, I'll have to look into that. All right, I'm standing by. WA6QK.
K6EGG.
Eric, we got you in there, buddy. Welcome aboard.
K6EGG. K6EGG. Well, glad I finally figured it out here with Open Slot 3. And, man, I keep listening for you guys on the 2-meter single sideband, but it's just not, band conditions are just not right for me. But it was I'll keep trying. One of these days we're going to get...
Yeah, Eric, I remember that night. We were hearing something in the background. We could hear somebody talking, but we couldn't tell if it was you or, just some noise. But it was definitely somebody talking. I do remember that. I think Rob over in Riverside heard it as well. So it's nice to actually hear your voice, by the way. And thanks for watching the YouTube stream and checking in with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting me in there and jump in there real quick to say hello. I've always watched your stream, and then when I'm not too tired coming off of work and stuff, but occasionally I keep trying on the 2-meter single sideband, and that first time that I heard you guys, I heard one of the stations off the Bozo Net. That he had a Yagi, and I heard him, but he was just not hearing me. So, yesterday we were up at one of our mountaintops, setting up a new tower, a new antenna, and a new feed line for a VHF analog machine. So, today's kind of my relaxed day, and I go back to work tomorrow. So. Back to you, K6EGG from K6EGG.
Copy that, Eric. You never know when conditions will be in. I know I think you're in northeast Oregon, I think, right? If I recall. I know guys check in from like Chico, Northern California, I think Mount Shasta area. I think they've checked into the Bozo Net. So you never know, man. Just wait for the conditions to be right. I know there'll be check-ins tonight at 7 p.m. local. The other thing is, just to let you know, not to get confused, the Bozo Net has check-ins in northern and southern California, both at 7 o'clock. So you actually might be hearing some of the Northern California stations on the Bozo Net. But you never know. You could definitely hear us. We can do 2-meter sideband all the way to Hawaii. So you just never know how conditions are. So. Eric, thanks for checking in with us. And it's once again, this is actually, I think, the first time I'm actually talking to you there, and I didn't know you had DStar capabilities. So, and I'm kind of new to this, and Gabe K6EGG has showed me the way. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks again for dropping by and saying hi. K6EGG.
Sounds good, Greg. Good talking to you. Finally, get to talk to you in person over the radio. And what I'm doing right now. So I'm on a cross mode. I'm going C4FM. I got a Yaesu ST5V handheld going into the open spot 3, so it's doing the cross mode. And check us out on our club, W7NEO. That's a Whiskey 7, November, Echo, Oscar. That's Northeast Oregon. And what we do is we have a lot of systems going up right now that are just C4FM digital. And if you're welcome to join the reflector too as well, anytime you want. And if you can cross mode from DStar over to C4FM, you're more than welcome to join our system here up in Eastern Oregon. But anyways, I'll let you get back to your stations over there locally. So I gotta get back to doing some chores around the house here before the wife gets home from work. We'll say 7-3s, Greg. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll be monitoring. K6EGG, K7ELJ.
K7ELJ, pardon me, K6EGG. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in getting a open spot 3 now. I was totally against it about 2 weeks ago, but now the thought of being able to crossband in is something that I'm definitely thinking about, to open up another whole new world for me. So that would be pretty cool to cross mode into CFM or DMR and any other digital modes. So thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. I'm definitely going to look into it in the next week or so. So you take care, Eric, out there. Thanks for jumping in. I'll send it over to somebody else here, or anybody else wants to jump in and say hi. This is Greg, K6EGG. Also live streaming on YouTube if you type my call letters into the search engine of YouTube. Now back to whoever wants to take it.
I'll take it because I think I doubled with you for a moment there, Greg. I just wanted to say hi to Eric and ask him a quick question about 2-meter sideband up his way. Is it very active up there, Eric? This is Keith, WA6QXA, here in Long Beach, California.
Well, good afternoon. It's Long Beach, California. This is K7ELJ. 2-meter single sideband out here. It's there is a net. There's a couple folks that run the net down towards Portland area, Southern Oregon. But it's not really active like Greg has everybody going on over there. It's that's more activity there. But slowly but surely, I'm working on people to just kind of, get a radio that's capable of doing 2-meter single sideband and helping them get set up so we can at least talk locally. If you don't want to be on a repeater or whatnot, or HF, then you can get away and just use something that's not being used a lot.
Okay, Roger. Okay, good information. Thanks for answering. And I have capability of C4FM, so sometime I'll try maybe talk on your guys' reflector or repeater or whatever it's called, gateway, whatever they call them up there. So I'll step aside. Great talking to you, Eric. This is WA6QXA. We'll be on the side.
Very good. All right. Well, just look us up on our website, and you'll see the W7NEO. That's Whiskey 7 November Echo Oscar website, and you'll have more information, and then the reflector information there if you want to get into it. From California, you're more than welcome. It's an open system. Most of the repeaters we have locked down, so you can't move them. And it's just slowly. You're running through it. Just keep the system connected. We have close to 200 mile of contact coverage. And I think, like I was telling Greg yesterday, we were just finishing up another site. Just put up a new tower, like a used tower, but it was that tower was not there, so we just erected a tower there, and new antenna, new feed line, and it's for one of our analog machines that was, we slowly started moving over to analog. But yeah, you'll enjoy the system if you ever come over to it. Thanks for saying hello, and we'll let you know. WA6QXA from K6EGG.
It got quiet out there. What happened to everybody? Keith, you still there? Hello, Keith.
Are you still there, Keith?
Yeah, Roger, Ron, you hear me? This is WA62XA Keith. I'm running just 5 watts, so hopefully I'm making that your way.
Oh, yeah, no problem whatsoever. Did you hear what I was telling Greg about Freddie's antenna?
I thought you were talking to Greg, but you were talking to me. I was the one that was talking back to you. So, yeah, that's a shame.
Okay. When they get to their destination, I guess he's going to get his backpack out and use that antenna.
But that's a shame. That's definitely a shame. Hopefully there's not too much damage that took place.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too, and I hope, I hope he gets back on the air while he's out there. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here and let you guys chat. WA6AB. Talk to you later, Keith.
Theo, Ron, good talking to you. WA6QXA. Keith, we'll be on the side listing. Back to the group.
Real quick, Ron, where was Freddie at when when his antenna got stolen?
Well, I think they were in Palm Springs having lunch. That's when he noticed it was gone. But like I say, I just can't fathom, it blowing off the car. He said it, it snapped the coax, but I don't see that possible. I got a feeling when they were in having lunch that someone cut it, and because it was there and took it.
Yeah, that sucks. That wouldn't be a shocker if that was the case. So, all right, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I haven't talked to you for a while. I also see AJ60 call sign locked into this reflector right now. I wonder if he's listening in. Are you out there, Curtis? This is Greg, K6EGG. All right, I think I'm going to take a standby for a little bit. Take care of some stuff around the house. We're supposed to have a little mini super spreader over here for Halloween, so kind of get ready for that. So, Gabe, thanks again for all the help out there. Sure, some people are out there learning. It looked like you got Eric up and going, and Keith for your new students out there. So, anyways, you guys take care. This is Greg, K6EGG. I'll be clear on your final there, Keith and Gabe.
Again, Greg, thanks a lot for getting me up and running here. That's good stuff. I'm excited. And yeah, I need to slide out of here too and get a few things done. But WA6, 2XA, saying 73 till.
Wonder if we lost Must have lost Gabe there.
I guess Gabe's out there too, so he's out of here. So anyways, anybody out there listening, you guys have a good afternoon on Reflector 70 Charlie and the Keller Peak repeater. Thanks for the use of the repeater, Dennis, if you're listening. This is Greg, K6EGG. I'll be clear.
All right.
Get together. Are you going to be on later on tonight or probably not?
I don't know. I'm definitely not going to be able to check into the BozoNet. If I'm on later, I'll be on much later. And it's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so we're kind of spending the day together and going out to dinner tomorrow. So I don't know what time I'll be home tomorrow night. So, but I am off the rest of the the rest of the week. So I'll actually be down in your neck of the woods over by my doctor's office in Newport Beach for my hernia. So anyways, take care. This is Greg, K6EGG.
W6QXA, this is K6EGG.
Let's listen in on this for a second.
W6QXA, clear.
W6QXA, this is K6N.
Let's listen to this for a minute. Maybe we can learn something here.
Yes, sir.
Learn me something. Gabe is like the Yoda of...
Hey, let's go over to 520.
520. I'm going to follow him there.
Okay.
K6N clear.
Where the heck did I put it? Let's see if we hear these guys. Then I'm going to take off. Maybe give some people some listening and enjoyment. We got them. Just hoping to learn something because Gabe always has something good to say. All right, so I'm going to dump out of there. Not much going on. I can't hear both sides, so... Okay, so I see the reflector there. Yeah, I don't think I can get into the Y reflectors unless I'm into that mode on my hotspot. And I do not have a open spot 3 yet. We'll see. Maybe next month. Maybe I'll get it for my Christmas gift or something to myself. So, anyways, I want to thank everybody watching today. I wasn't really planning on coming on, but I figured help out Keith WA6QXA. A little bit here, and I finally got to talk to Eric up there in Eastern Oregon for the first time. I know he's been watching In and Out, and we've been talking about 2-meter sideband and stuff like that. So anyways, thanks again for watching. Hopefully I might be on later tonight, possibly tomorrow, but for sure Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week. So take care, everybody. I'm going to sign off for now, and have a good afternoon and happy Halloween.